upgrade yourself so you can provide a better service for your current clients, or you might just be watching this because you want to know already before you become a virtual assistant in the first place, what are the ways that you can deliver really good service to clients. Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, my goal is that after this video is to be able to walk you guys through what are different ways that you can upgrade yourself as a virtual assistant. Now, if this is your guys' first time on my channel, my name is Lacaba. I've been working from home for 10 years and now run my own outsourcing company in the Philippines. And I post videos on how to have an online career every Sunday and how to have an online business every Thursday. So make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos. Now, in last week's video, I was talking about the different services or the different things that you probably are going to be doing as a virtual assistant. And in this video, I really want to focus on what are the ways that you can upgrade yourself as a virtual assistant. Now, you might be wanting to upgrade yourself so you can have higher pay. You might be wanting to upgrade yourself so you can provide a better service for your current clients, or you might just be watching this because you want to know already before you become a virtual assistant in the first place, what are the ways that you can deliver really good service to clients. Now, the outsourcing company I own is called 2XU, and in that company, we serve a lot of solopreneurs and small business owners by providing them with an executive assistant. Now, an executive assistant is someone who works closely with the business owner, and a lot of the tasks and a lot of the things that a virtual assistant does interlaps with being an executive assistant. So if you're right now still a virtual assistant and you want to upgrade yourself, this is the video for you. Now, I want you guys to make sure to watch until the end of the video for the biggest thing that you can do to be able to upgrade yourself as a virtual assistant. Now, the first thing, and this is the most important one, but probably not as important as the last one, is to work on your self-development. Now, what I mean by this is if you want to be a really good virtual assistant, you have to work on your soft skills, your leadership skills, your self-motivation skills. You have to constantly be upgrading yourself, not just in your hard skills, which is, graphics, copywriting. You also need to be upgrading yourself in the way that you think, your mindset, the way that you see the world. The reason why this is so essential is in order for you to grow, in order for you to have the business that you're trying to start, the kind of lifestyle that you want, you need to be developing your mindset to be able to get to that point. If you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten. So if you want to be able to get clients to refer you, get clients to want to keep recommending you, you have to upgrade your own self-development skills, because it's super essential that you upgrade the way that you think about yourself, the world, the way that you see business, to be able to be considered as like, hey, yeah, she's doing more than I asked her to do. I'm gonna recommend her and her services to all of my friends. Reading books like Mindset, How to Win Friends and Influence People, reading books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. When you read these kinds of books, you are literally upgrading the way that you think. You're reading something that a successful person did on how they were able to get to that level with the book. You are literally getting a mentor through that. So find courses, find books, find mentors on podcasts. There's YouTube of people that you can follow to be able to upgrade your self-development. The next thing that you need to work on as a virtual assistant is your communication skills. I cannot emphasize this more. Your communication skills, or the way that you communicate with your client, is almost like basically everything when it comes to you working remotely. The reason for that is without communication, you have no idea what's going on. The business owner or your client has no idea what's going on. So you need to upgrade your own communication skills. There's so many books and resources out there for you to be able to do this, but the first step is learning how to actually listen. It's learning how to have the other person feel like you're actually listening to them. The reason why, again, that this is essential is one of the main reasons why remote relationships don't work in the long run is communication channels break down. You guys don't communicate as much. You guys don't have a quick way to ask questions or to get feedback. When you learn better communication skills, such as, again, like listening, being able to take notes, being able to repeat back what it was that they just said so they feel heard, without those, again, that relationship's not gonna work in the long run. You need to work on constantly making sure that they understand what you're doing and you understand also what it is that they need. Speaking of communication, the next thing that you can do to upgrade your virtual assistant skills is to learn how to give timely updates. Now, this comes from upgrading your communication skills, but what I mean by this is set up communication loops where your client knows when to expect updates from you. So what that would look like is, for example, doing daily reports, having weekly meetings where you set up the agenda for the week. It could be having a retrospective every month of like, okay, these are the things that we were able to do last month, these are the things for the next month. That way, again, you're keeping that communication loop of making sure that you guys are on the same page, rather than you doing a lot of work and they have no idea what it is that you've done. They feel like you're, oh, she's not really doing anything. But when you have these update loops or communication loops where they know when to expect for an update, they are able to relax and kind of like, oh yeah, she's got it. Yeah, no, it's out of my head. I don't have to think about it. Next thing that you need to work on as a virtual assistant is your project management skills. Now, you don't have to go ahead and become a project manager, but what I mean by upgrading your project management skills is learning how to track a task or a project from beginning to end. So what this might look like for you is making sure that if you are going to create a content calendar for your client, it's making sure that from ideation, from the time that you had the idea, it's actually completed and followed. And of course, any tweaks, anything that needs changing, you're flexible enough to still follow through until the end of the project. One of the biggest values that you have as a virtual assistant is you are basically helping your client see things from a different point of view and track it all the way through. As a business owner, entrepreneur myself, it can be so easy to just get lost in the trudge, in the things that I have to do, that having my assistant who said, hey, have you done this yet? Or hey, where are we at on this? Following up with me keeps me on track to make sure that I get to the end of the process or the project that I'm focusing on. Next essential thing is you have to learn how to build habits. You have to learn how to build routines around yourself, around your work, and what you're going to do after work. What I mean by this is, and I've said this before, for you to be able to last working from home for the long run, you need to build habits. Now, I have like 2-3 videos on how to build habits online that you guys can check out. But basically what this means is making sure that you have some sort of routine from starting your day to the end of your day, of what that looks like and what you want it to look like. The reason why you want to make sure that you have this is then your brain, you don't have to restart it. You don't have to like force it to work, because you have systems that you've placed within yourself that like, oh, you know, in the morning I'm going to meditate, I'm going to journal, I'm going to do a quick workout before I work. So your brain is kind of primed to know that after you do this routine, you are working. And then after work, having a habit of, okay, I'm going to stop, I'm closing my laptop, reading a book, doing something fun, relaxing. When you do this, you are setting yourself up for success, because you don't have to think of like, okay, what am I doing next? You are literally setting yourself up for the next few weeks, few months. You're probably going to tweak your habits a lot. But the point of this is that you are setting yourself up of like, I don't have to put in a lot of decision to what I have to do next, because past me already set it up. Next thing that you can upgrade as a virtual assistant is to document. And I've said that 3 times because it's super essential. What I mean by document is you need to document the files that you're working on. You need to make sure that they are organized in a way where it's easy for you and the client to be able to find essential things. Second document is document your systems. What I mean by that is document how you do a certain task. The reason why you want to do this is, let's say you want to take a day off. Let's say you got sick. Having your task documented makes it easier for your client to see what it is that you usually do and cover for you, or for another team member to cover for you as well. This removes the need that you should always be in the office because you're the only one who knows to do a certain task. And the third document is have backups within your own files. I've had laptops break, I've had hard drives, go haywire or have a virus. Having a backup is really nice because you just don't have to worry about things breaking down for you to grab your files back. So again, 3 documents. Document the files, make sure they're organized in some way. Document your systems, how you do a certain thing, and document your backup. Make sure that you have a way to recover things as they get lost and make it easier for you to grab that data. Next thing that you want to work on if you want to upgrade your virtual assistant skills is to learn how to give and receive feedback. Now, this is a question I've gotten a lot of, like, how can I give better feedback for people? Well, there's a ton of books that I can recommend. There's, of course, the book 1 Minute Manager and Self-Leadership in the 1 Minute Manager. Same author, kind of same series, but they will teach you how to effectively give people feedback so they can move and work better. You need to learn to call out your client if they're doing something wrong. I know this is a little bit foreign, especially if you are a Filipino watching this, but when you are able to successfully give someone feedback, you are able to literally help your guys' working relationship get better. If they suck at communicating and you give them feedback like, hey, I would actually prefer if you do this. Like, it would be super awesome if you did this. So then we can move things forward faster. So when you do this, when you give feedback, when you learn how to also receive feedback, to take it in a way of like, you know which ones to change within yourself or upgrade within yourself and which ones to not take as an advice at all, then it's just rapidly going to contribute to your own growth and of course your growth with your client. Next thing that you want to work on as a virtual assistant is consistency. One of the ways that a lot of entrepreneurs value their assistant is because they're consistent. They know what to expect from their assistant and they know that their assistant can also take charge whenever they need to. What I mean by being consistent is you know to show up, you know also when to take a break, you know yourself. So a lot of consistency is learning how to be more confident within yourself so you can keep showing up as you need to. Consistency is making habits. Consistency is keeping records. It's when you get to the point where your client knows to rely on you. That even if there was something bad really happened, they know that you can figure it out. The next thing that you really want to work on, especially as a virtual assistant who's Filipina, is your confidence. It's keeping in mind that you got the job, even though if you had no experience at all, because you were able to show up in some way. You want to build your confidence so you are able to do this for the long run. Now, how do you build your confidence? There's a lot of different ways that I can give you guys, but the main one is keeping in mind celebrating your wins. It's celebrating the things that you've done, so then you can use that as a platform to then jump off to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Building your confidence also involves developing yourself, which is why tip number 1 was self-development. Is the more that you get to know yourself, the more that you upgrade yourself, the more confident you are about showing up and making sure that you deliver the best results that you ever could. The next thing that you can do to upgrade yourself as a virtual assistant is learning how to take a step back. What I mean by this is one of the valuable things that you bring to someone else's business is you don't have basically the history that they had to go through to be able to build this business. So as a virtual assistant, you can help them take a step back to see where things are at and how things can be better. Your perspective is going to be so valuable for your client if you're able to do that. If you're able to say, hey, I noticed this, like, hey, can we upgrade how we do this? Hey, I saw this tool and I thought that with the current way that we're doing things, this could help make things so much better. Again, you're not boxed into whatever your boss is seeing because you don't have the things that they had to struggle through or the things that they just didn't see just because they were really focused on just getting this business up. So learning how to take a step back and look at their business in a different point of view is another way that you can really bring more value for your client. Now, lastly, one of the biggest things that you can do as a virtual assistant to be better is to take care of yourself. And this is something that I make sure that all of our assistants know, is that even if you work for 3 days at 50% capacity because you're barely there but you want to keep going, I would rather have you take 1 day off or even 2 days off if you really need it to be able to get back at even at 75% capacity of being able to work. Because what you're doing when you keep working at that 50% capacity because you just want to keep going is you are leading yourself into a burnout. And as someone who's been working from home for 10 years, I know this best, of not letting myself rest, of not letting myself take care of this person that I look at in the mirror every day. Because again, keep in mind that you're doing this for the long run. You're not just doing this for the next 3 months, 6 months. You want to keep doing this as a career, as a business you might want to do later on. So you have to take care of yourself, whether that's your mental health, your physical health, your emotional, whatever it is aspect of you, you have to take care of you. Now, if you guys found this video helpful, make sure to hit that thumbs up button right there and comment below what are the different ways that you are doing to upgrade yourself as a virtual assistant. Now, if you haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos every Sunday on how to have an online career, which you can check out more videos here, how to have an online business, which you can check out more videos here, and of course the latest video right here. And I hope you guys have an awesome day, and remember that small steps matters, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!